Hey guys, Joe Lee Carsley. Do we have a microphone available or? No, it's not like, okay, if you just raise your hand and I'll, who would like to go first? Sam?
Hello Lee.
Hiya.
Just talk us about Grealish today. You brought him back into the side and he's playing, it looked like he was playing as a 10 rather than a wide player. Just talk us through that position.
Well, we knew that we were going to potentially get some spaces in wide areas, so the conventional, or what you may think is a normal number 10. Jack's different to that. I think he's capable of going into wide areas and receiving the ball, but he's also just as comfortable coming deeper. So yeah, I think I try not to look too much like on positions and positional, but it's more the attributes of the players. So, you know, you see at the end of the game there, Angel coming on. Angel's a 10 who can play as a 6 or an 8. So I try not to get too bogged down with, you know, just because they've got a number 10 on means they have to play behind the striker.
Okay, Sammy.
Hi. Can I ask you how you felt today? Obviously, it's a big day for you in your career, but it's been overshadowed slightly by the story about the anthem. How did that? First of all, how have you found the reaction to that?
Yeah.
And how has that affected your day at all, your preparations?
No, it's definitely not affected my day or my preparations. I found out about it this morning. You know, I fully respect people's opinions. It's something that I've never done. But I fully respect the both national anthems. Today would be probably one of the proudest days of my career, to lead an England team out in Dublin. You know, you definitely couldn't have writ it. But you know, I don't feel hard done by or aggrieved. I respect everyone's opinion. You know, I've played in teams out there where players are belting the anthem out next to me. But also, you know, I've played in teams where people, you know, players don't sing or coaches. You know, I don't think it makes me or anyone that doesn't any less committed. You know, like I say, I was looking forward so much to today. Yeah, and it's the proudest day of my football career. It's you know, you couldn't have writ it really. You know, I seen the draw a while back, and I thought to myself, that's going to be a really good game. And then if you fast forward, and then, you know, 2 weeks ago, you know, when it sinks in that, okay, yeah, I'm going to take over the team. The first game's in Dublin. You know, you're like, you know, I knew it was going to be you know, a good experience, but a bit of a test also.
Jack Pitbrook.
Hi, Lee. It looked on the TV footage that at half-time you stayed to do analysis work rather than going back into the dressing room with the players. Can you clarify what your process was at half-time?
When do you mean? After, coming out early, you mean, or?
It just looked from the footage that we saw as if you were looking at an iPad, looking at. Yeah.
So the iPad that I've got is just instead of taking a pen and paper. So I make a lot of notes before the game on shapes that the opposition might do. So obviously with this job, you have a lot of thinking time. So I'm constantly looking at if they change to a 4, this is how we can build. If they change to a 3, this is how we can build. So it was just jogging my memory, to be honest. Also that, you know, when I go into half time, I try not to give them players too much information, but try and give them 2 or 3 bullet points that are really going to affect the second half. So that was probably just a bit of collating what's going to be important to say to the players.
And did you then go in to speak to the players at half?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, hi, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just on the controversy around the anthem, and on the prospect of you potentially becoming the permanent England manager, do you look at, you know, reflect on these headlines and find yourself at the centre of this and wonder, is it worth all the hassle? Is being England manager worth that kind of? Yeah,
like I said earlier, I fully respect people's opinions. You know, it doesn't. You know, I would never judge anyone for doing, you know, singing or not. You know, I had a great experience when I played for the Republic of Ireland, and I'm having a really good experience now in terms of the responsibility that I've got of being head coach interim for the senior team. So I think you've probably got to accept that, you know, with that does come a bit of judgment. Like I say, I think it's something that I don't feel hardly done by. I respect everyone's opinion, and we move forward.
Jacob.
Hi, Trent's obviously used as a midfielder in some of the days. First time he started right back for a long time. From what you've seen today, does that make you think this is where he's going to be best used to be going forward? And the way he's played today makes things, well, the success of this side is going to depend a lot on getting the best out of him.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the points that we try and make with all of the players is getting the best out of them, putting them in familiar positions that they play at their clubs. So if you've seen Trent play this season, it was very similar to the way we asked him to play today in terms of when we built. He often went central with Cobby and Deck went a little bit higher or wider. I think one of the what we've noticed, especially within the pathway of players that we've got, that full-backs now are almost like midfield players. They've got all the attributes of midfielders, and Trent definitely falls into that bracket. I thought he was very good today. I thought he got a little bit tired at the end, so I thought he was a positive performance.
Gentleman there.
There was obviously a lot of focus as well on the Declan before kick-off.
Yeah.
How pleased with you with the way they handled that and turning the performance?
Yeah, I'm pleased with it, but not surprised. I think they've both been in football long enough now to understand that, and respectfully that it was going to be a little bit hostile at times, but in the right way. I thought the fans were really respectful with it. I thought that they both handled the atmosphere as did the whole team. We tried to speak about, it's going to be high tempo for everyone, not just Deck and Jack. But I thought, obviously it's great for them too that they've scored the goals, but more importantly that the team's won and they've kept a clean sheet.
The way Ireland set up tactically, the way they approached the game, did any of it come as a surprise to you?
We prepared that they were going to play 5 at the back or 3 at the back, however you want to look at it. We knew that they were going to be compact and difficult to play against in terms of not leaving much space. I think they've got some really talented players within the team, especially the subs that came on as well. I think they really helped. Obviously, they've got their work cut out with a new manager that's going to need time to bed in his own ideas in. But I think it's good that he's got a couple of coaches with him that understand the players and have worked with them in the past. So it's it's probably a tough first game for the manager, but it's given him a chance now to have a look at the players and make his own mind up.
James, hi.
Yeah. Yeah, I think John was vice captain, so I think just out of respect, John coming on and taking over the armband. So I wouldn't say he refused it. I think he just seen that John was next in line, so that was the case.
Have you made any changes to the issue?
No. I don't think it would be fair for me to do that. To be honest, I think that's for a permanent head coach to do. I think for me to come in my first camp and change the leadership team around, and I'm not sure that's my role. No. Thank you.
Some of the football in the first half was particularly good, and we had 83% possession.
Yeah.
The build-up to Jack's goal was really nice. Is that Carr's ball? Is that
It's definitely not. It's definitely not that. I think it's definitely not my style. It's the players. It's the players that are capable of receiving the ball in tight areas and playing through. I'm just lucky that at the minute I'm coaching them. But it's I definitely don't see this as my style. It's they should take all of the credit for the way that we've been here for 4 sessions. So. But you could see that they were trying to do the right things, and I think we can be really pleased with the start that we've made.
Paul.
Finally, a couple of very quick questions. Did you accidentally go into the Irish technical?
I did go down the tunnel and turn right.
Pardon?
I did go down the tunnel and turn right. As you know, I spent a lot of time on the bench, so I know exactly where that is. But I thought I don't.
It wasn't a Freudian slip?
No, it was no. And then I realised that no one was on there and that the other coaches were on the other bench, so it was quickly resolved. So.
And were you surprised at how easy it was for England, particularly the first half? I mean, as my colleague said, more than 80% possession. Were you expecting it to be that easy?
Well, I think sometimes the the possession one can be quite misleading. Even though we had, if it is 80%, I've not seen the stats yet, but if we had a lot of the ball, I didn't feel like we were peppering the goal. I didn't think like their goal was under massive threat. A lot of it was in front of them, and from a game plan point of view, I remember playing here myself, and sometimes against sometimes better teams, you would have to sit in, be well organised, and play on a counter attack. And I thought at times that Ireland did that well. So, but no, it didn't feel easy from the side. It definitely didn't feel easy.
Okay, the Irish coach is waiting to come in, so I have to finish it. One at the back.
Really, so just a quick one, really. You said you set up to predict almost that Ireland would come out with a 3-man defence. Does that allow you to set up to allow extra players sort of almost run past them from midfield and just leave Harry on his own?
Well, I think when I thought that they may do that because of what John done in the past as well, in terms of when he was caretaker and the understanding the role of you've only got 2 or 3 days preparation maximum, because of the physical element that you have to worry about as well. I just assume that they may play a 5, and then when you do play a 5, there's going to be space somewhere, because obviously you got an extra player backwards. So it was trying to just work out quite quickly. We had 2 or 3 ways that, depending on what they did, where we could try and exploit. But I didn't. I still thought it was quite difficult to break Ireland down with the way that they set up.
Cheers all. Sorry to disappoint those who are waiting as well. Thanks.
Hi everyone, live press conference will be in here before we go into the Prince huddle in the room there tonight. Left, if you want to ask a question, please do raise your hand and I will try and get around the room as best as possible. Nathan, do you want to start us?
Hi, Heimir. What went wrong so you didn't get the results you wanted?
7 minutes. No, I think, first of all, we have to admit that we were second best in this game by far. Good game from England, and starting with just congratulating them with a good performance. Before we talk about us, no, I think it was a lot of things. First and foremost, I think it's confidence in decision making, initiative. That was a big difference between the teams. I know the individual quality, we can talk about that, but when you are defending in a collective way, you need to take decisions, you need to believe in action and a reaction. And I think we were not good at this, comparing England coming from a good Euro, coming from winning the under-21, all their passes, all their moments, all the decisions were taken in the belief that it will be successful. Whether I felt like us were kind of always hesitating, especially for me, looking at the defensive, jumping, pressing, etc. It was like more individual actions instead of a collective. The same decision-making, confidence taking. For example, when we had the chance to cross, we didn't take it. When we had the chance to shoot, we didn't take it, but we got into good positions. And it was kind of I would say the lack of confidence to take the decision to do things. I think that was the big difference for me in this team. I know they played better. They probably have, they have all the experience from the Euros, being together for a long time. So it's a team that knows each other quite well. For me, that's the biggest difference.
That lack of confidence perhaps understandable considering some of the results that they have gone through over recent years. How do you correct that? How do you give them that confidence off the back of another disappointing result?
Yeah, I think to be consistent. Now we've played a good team, really good team. They exposed our weakness, so we can use a lot from this game, not talking about all the negatives. We can show them, or we can do this better, because we didn't do this happened, etc. So I think, for one, it gives us an opportunity to look at what we are doing. Two things, you can react in two ways. When you lose a game, you can restart, do something totally different next time, then I would probably not get you anywhere. But we tried to do something, and I think we did the second half much better than the first half. It was more initiative. We got a little bit higher. We were more compact. Maybe easy to say when you are winning 2-0, you probably take the foot off the gas a little bit. But I think we can learn from this, grow from this, and improve step by step from what we were doing, instead of changing personnel or changing formations next game.
How did you feel the five at the back worked tonight?
No, given that we had five at the back, we were too open. If you see the first goal, it's just a pass through the heart of the team. Should never happen at any level of football. So internationally, you're unhappy, but if you were playing the youth football, we would still be unhappy with a goal like this. Second goal was a give and go. I think 4, 5, 6 give and goes through us. Again, shouldn't happen at this level. So it's things that, because of lack of initiative, closing, taking the steps, we conceded like we did. So we just need to improve from that.
Damien Spellman, please.
Maybe for all the lessons to be learned from today, the players almost have to forget about today going into Tuesday's game.
Yeah, correct. We really wanted to have good results against England, but I think most of us are unhappy that we wanted a better performance. And we talked in the dressing room. Now let's try to look positive on the next two games. This was a negative. We cannot carry that into the game against Greece. Greece has shown that they play good against Ireland, so they have the upper hand. So we need to change that. And so we can't be crying until we play Greece. We need to kind of energize, use every moment to be ready for that one.
Gavin Cooney.
Yeah, hi, Heimir. Was that your team selection and formation, or was it John's, or
No, like we said in the beginning, we're all in it together. But for sure, I need a lot of help in the first 1 or 2 camps, not knowing the characters of the players. I'm learning as we go. Hopefully I will have maybe more authority when time goes on, but I really like the staff. John and Paddy have been fantastic, big support, and the backroom staff as well has been fantastic, and I'm so grateful. I'm so happy I'm here, because we will grow for sure.
And for clarity, do you expect to have more control or more input into team selection and formation selection going forward?
I hope so. I hope my knowledge on the players and the culture and of Ireland in general will grow. But listen, when you come to a new culture, you cannot think you can change everyone, in my case, to an Icelandic. You have to adapt to the culture, to the players, to what they have been doing, and using what is good. Is also when you come into a new environment and you start to change things because you like it in a certain way. You cannot do that. You have to first see what is good and what is bad before you change it. So my learning now is to see what is good, what we can change, etc. So I would say 95% of the things I see here is quality, absolute quality.
Change a lot based on what you saw there.
Now I'm talking about the staff.
Do you feel like you have to change a lot of how the team is set up, having watched that?
Absolutely not. No, it's a really good set up from the FAI and the staff.
Sorry. When I say set up, I mean formation.
You're talking about formation. Sorry, I misunderstood. Nope. I've said again and again, formation for me is irrelevant. Is irrelevant what formation you play. It's about fitting the players you have. It's about the opponent you play. Sometimes you expect to have more ball possession. You probably would like to have more players up front. Sometimes you expect to have less ball possession. You probably need more protection. So you need to be adaptable on that one.
Ed, please.
So I suppose I'm just wondering, were you tempted at any stage to just go back to a flat back four, or was there not enough time just this week? It would have been too confusing to try and do that, and maybe even too late at half time?
Yeah, we talked about at halftime, do we want to change a formation? And we had in mind what we could do, what we decided to try to improve instead of jumping from one thing to another. Maybe that would have hurt us more, I don't know. But I think we did much better second half with a little bit of more initiative, more brave, coming a little bit higher up on the pitch. So we were happy with the second half. Like I said before, it's easy when your opponent is winning 2-0. You don't know if it's because they backed off or we did better. So.
And just in terms of, you said before the game, again, there was just a couple of things that you really wanted to emphasise to the players of your way, even though you couldn't do too much. Do you think that the players responded well to that, and were you happy with some aspects of the play?
Yes and no. Like always, you're happy with some things, you're not happy with other things. Listen, England played well, and I don't think the formation would have mattered. I don't think who the players were would have mattered. It was just, I think, this lack of taking initiative, believing in what we are doing would be successful. Hopefully, going forward, there will be better belief in the things that we plan to do, but at the moment I can understand the difference between these two teams.
Final question, Owen.
Yeah. Heimir, you spoke about wanting your players to make life difficult for the players in the other team and make them uncomfortable. There were a few points, particularly in the first half, when the crowd seemed to be getting a bit frustrated with the amount of time England had on the ball. Were you satisfied with the intensity that your players brought to the game today?
Yeah, I think so. It's easy to stand on the sidelines and shout go, 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 go when England played us through. So we were running a lot without ball possession. So I could understand and I can understand the crowd, and I have to give them a lot of respect and thanks for showing up in numbers and the support throughout the game, even though we were losing 2-0. They kept on cheering us on, really like that. But yeah, for sure, I understand that there was, at times, the players were tired. So what do you do when you're tired? You kind of go in compactness. You don't allow them to play through you while you're tired, and then you get your energy back and you go and press. So I think it's understandable.
Print media just outside the door. Thank you.